Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We have a really quick episode today, but I know that many of you are still asleep. Good morning, y'all coming in. Okay, I see some of you are up. Good morning. Okay, welcome to episode 50 of Mornings with Grace. The theme is right on task this morning, okay? The theme is still in the book of James. Your words control your direction. Your words control your direction. And we're going to be in James chapter 3, verse 5 today. But really quickly, I just want to make sure that I just give a shout out to all of you guys that have been here with me for the last 50 days. Like, shout out to you, shout out to your consistency and your focus. It literally means the positioning. It allows you to be positioned in a way that you are now established, right? You're established as a son or a daughter in Christ. You're established, right, as a mother, as a wife, as real MVP, right? Like, you're established as all of these things that we've been striving towards, and God is just going to continue to establish us in those respective ways, but also giving us authority to be bold and confident in commanding and winning our day. So real quick, this is episode 50 of Mornings with Grace, where we come together to command and win our day with the authority, the power, and the grace that God has just bestowed upon us. Grace is undeserved favor. And over the last 50 days, we have been talking about speaking. We have been declaring and decreeing. We have literally been commanding with our voices, right? Not just our presence, not just the fact that Jesus died on the cross, which is very, very important, but we've been working on doing our part. Okay, we've been working on doing our part. And so real quick, MVP Day is going to be in person on June 21st. MVP Day is going to be in person on June 21st. This is the Dare to Pursue community, and our main goal is that we become divinely aligned so that we can live in this place of unlimited possibilities, and we can operate and we can pursue wealth and success God's way as the real MVP in our bloodlines. So the real MVP is the generational curse breaker and the generational wealth builder. Point blank and period. You're not on the sidelines. You're not just watching with your binoculars like, oh, look at them over there struggling. Like, no, you're in the game. You're in the game with them, and you are actively working, you're actively moving. You are that piece of the puzzle that is like, oh, that's the connecting piece that this bloodline has needed. That's the connecting piece that this community has needed. That's the connecting piece that these people have needed to be able to lead them to that promised land, whatever that promised land is that God has for them. So MVP Day is a live experience where we get to just come together and, number one, fellowship and worship, period. Okay, because it's about Jesus. But not only that, we also get to do something that I have come to learn is called prophetic journaling. And I did this when I created Dare to Pursue, because if you didn't know, Dare to Pursue is a 10-step process. Okay. And inside of that 10-step process, it includes prophetic journaling. And I now have language for that. So it's really, I call it the Dare to Pursue process, but really it is prophetic journaling, where we literally set the atmosphere and we talk to God concerning pursuing wealth and success his way. So I'm very excited about that. June 21st in Roanoke, Virginia. It is a free event. If you're able to make it in person, go ahead to that link in the description box and you can get your ticket. Okay, like I said, it's a free event. You do not need a ticket if you're not going to be there in person. Okay, so let's get right into it. Episode 50 of Mornings with Grace. We have been going strong, like I said, the last 50 days. And today is no different. Your words control your direction. I'm going to focus right here on what she has given us, and I'm not going to deviate today. James 3 and 5 in the Message version says, a word out of your mouth may seem of no account, but it can accomplish nearly anything or destroy it. I don't think we need to add anything to that, because what did we talk about yesterday? We were in James 3 and 6 yesterday, where we talked about the power of the tongue. And just a few episodes ago, we were in James 3 and 2, where we were talking literally about how our tongues can literally light an entire forest on fire. You have to go back to episodes 47 through 49 so you could really get the gist of what I'm talking about here. But it is June 3rd, and you need to, June 3rd of 2024. Okay, let me be very clear. In the year of our Lord 2024, if you don't understand that your words have power and life is in your tongue, death is in your tongue, then I don't know what you've been doing. I don't know where you've been. And I'm here to let you know if you didn't know already, okay? We have to operate in a way in which we 100%, like, I know sometimes it's really easy to be like, oh, well, this is what's realistic, or this is what makes sense in my mind. This is what makes sense to the world. But remember, in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, we do not wrestle, right? We don't fight with the things of the world. We don't fight with the measures of the world. We don't fight with the tools of the world. We fight using God's weapons, not worldly weapons, right? We fight using God's weapons, not worldly weapons. And we literally have I need y'all, go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, okay? Go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, because that's where I had told you guys about my thoughts are not subject to the lordship of Christ. I believe it's verse 6. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 6. My thoughts are not subject to the lordship of Christ, right? When things come to your mind that you feel or that you know, right? Like, let's say your feeling comes to your mind, right? That's opposite to what God said. Immediately, you don't even got to say nothing else. You just need to say, Lord, my thoughts are now subject to your lordship. My thoughts are now subject to the lordship of Christ. Period. My feelings are now subject to the lordship of Christ. My behavior is now subject to the lordship of Christ. Because where God is taking us, realisticness and the way that the world thinks is not going to be the answer. And you're going to speak contrary to whatever God said about you and for you, which will then, like we talked about, right? The spirit world takes everything literally. There is no jokes. There is no jokes. Like, it's not no take back. I mean, you can kind of take back with our prayers, right? But you get what I'm saying? Like, it takes everything literally. And so your words literally control your direction in this life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, all the things. Again, a word out of your mouth may seem of no account. It may seem like it's not important, but it can accomplish nearly anything, or it can destroy it. So I'm going to read our devotional. The devotional says, saying what we want, finding the Bible promises that support our desires or what we are interceding for, and repeating them over and over is relatively easy. Anyone can do that. And while that is a good thing to do, it is just the beginning. If you pull the bridle in one direction, but the rest of the horse does not go in that direction, what good is the bit, right? The piece in the horse's mouth. If you turn the rudder, but the ship's course stays the same, what good is trying to steer? No, it is only when the rest of our being turns to follow where we are directing by using the bit or the rudder that we actually change our lives or the lives of others through our prayers. Notice that the winds of life still blow, but when we use our tongue as the rudder of our actions and attitudes, the winds don't control where we are going. Our words do. Our words do. I don't think I need to add anything else. James 3 and 5. A word out of your mouth may seem of no account. It may seem that way, but it can accomplish nearly anything or destroy it. We have been in this season of watching our mouths. I've said it since the beginning of the year. We've been doing the Watch Your Mouth Challenge. I pray that you've been participating. If not, start participating today. Watch your mouth in this season and beyond. Take back any word curses that you've spoken over yourself, your family, your children. Take back. Any word curses that you've come into agreement with that somebody else has said over you, yourself, your family, your finances, your children. I don't care if it was your mother or your father, your grandma, your great grandma, whoever. If they spoke a word curse, you need to go to God in the realm of the spirit and you need to reverse that thing. You need to take it back and you need to take control back over your life, over your situation. Take authority, right? Over your life, over your situation. Watch your mouth in this season. Watch your mouth. Many of us are going to be, and God has called us to be the Joshuas of our generation, the Joshuas of our bloodlines. And that's why God has us in the book of Joshua. Reminder, your homework, we're reading a book of Joshua per day. It is June 3rd, so we're on chapter 3. Make sure that you read it. But you can't be strong and courageous if you're going to allow anyone to speak anything over you, and because you want to people please, or because of imposter syndrome or fear or guilt or shame or some type of honor or reverence you feel like you have for others, that you cannot take back or disagree with whatever it is that they're speaking over your life. You know, same thing for you. You cannot be bold and courageous, just like Joshua, strong and courageous, bold and courageous, just like Joshua, if you are going to speak things that are contrary to the will of God over your life, period. Just a reminder for your dreams, go back to episode, I think it starts with creating something, but I put in the caption as well, dream prayer. Make sure that you get that prayer from your dreams. Just a reminder of that. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that because you guys need to really get into it this morning. Read Joshua chapter 3, and you need to just go ahead. I told y'all yesterday to read this is James chapter 3, right? Yeah. I told you guys yesterday to read James chapter 3 as well, but if you didn't, go ahead and do it. And if you did, do it again. Read it again and ask God to give you revelation on that thing. It is going to be so important in this season, and I am just so excited. I'm excited to see y'all in person at MVP Day. Okay, again, that is going to be June 21st. Tickets in the description box in Roanoke, Virginia. All of the information will be there. Once you get your ticket, all of the any additional information will be in there that you might need. We just gonna have a good time. That's all I can say. I will be back here, y'all, tomorrow, actually same time, because I will still be out of my time zone. So I'll be on early to make sure that we actually get done what we need to get done. And then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming in a few days here, okay? But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 51. Make sure you share this out. Share. Get on my email list, okay? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next one.